Welcome back to the Superstition. This time we are in the last act, the 10th one. Yeah, let's just move forward. Whalem Raw.
Welcome ye to Oriath. Smell that fresh landlubber air. Ain't nothing like the air in Theopolis, full of debauchery and pollution, hidden neath the garb of them holy Templars. Seems the place has changed a fair bit since last I were here. A lot more blood and entrails than what I remember. Well, best Lily and I stay here, where it be safe. You journey on ahead, matey, and see what blimey buggers you get to kill next. Say, you're not in the market for a new cutlass or anything, are ya? Recently unlocked the Black Crest's old armory. Found a whole shitload of weaponry down there from another time. If you fancy it, be glad to show you my stock. See if there's anything in there you'd like to pick up.
I have to say that the accent of Lily Roth and Whalem Roth, and the player character, that's the Templar, that's just golden. It's just golden. That is what makes this game so much better. Alright, so Lonnie.
Nah, there's a woman who can hold her own. Oh, hey, look at her. A marvelous specimen of the female persuasion. Aye, reminds me of Meredith, me long-lost sweetheart. Oh, would it be that I could have a woman like that at my side once more? Someone to stare out over the bow into the salt spray of the sea with. Someone to warm the cockles of me heart. And a few other things in my bed at night. Oh, yeah. Now that'd be the dream.
Whalem and Lonnie. If that actually happened, damn it, he must have been like hundreds of years old by now. Alright, Bannon.
Lousy, good-for-nothing blackguard. In all me years at sea, never have I ever serviced a filthy blackguard on my lovely ship. If the Brine King still drew breath, I tell you, having this Bannon aboard would be an affront to the Lord of Salt and Scale. Him and his kind have hung, thrown and courted too many of ours. I don't rightly trust him. Not at all.
Alright, so, what about your granddaughter?
Me thinks Lily is fixing to have her way with that damn blackguard. Well, I tell you, not if I have anything to say about it. Look at me. Never thought I'd see the day when old Whalem were to be the prudish grandfather. Yet here we are. Damn conscience will be the death of me.
Yeah. At least he kind of knows, like, where he's at. That's pretty interesting. So, now, what was it? Bannon? Yeah, let's talk more about Kitava and then we go for Bannon.
Not much I can say about that raving monster. While he still breathes, it fares ill for all of us. There ain't no amount of ocean we can put between us and him that Kitava won't see as simply an extra jug of wine in his cup.
Nice.
That Bannon's a real siren if you ask me. Even after the beating he's taken. Bulging muscles, pretty yellow hair. I'd be willing to bet the barrel of his piece is longer than a ship's mast as well, if you be understanding me drift. It's a shame, in all honesty, that he's one of them foolish holy men. Though even that ain't so bad. Lily Roth loves herself a challenge.
Unbelievable. Alright. Now that is some nice character design there. Come on. So Navali, do we have any more prophecies? No.
Too many prophecies.
Either everything is full. Probably. But probably. Yeah, everything's full. I have to finish these things. So Lonnie. Say what? Okay. Damn it! I skipped it. I see your eyes, Exile. You wonder why I'm here instead of at the Overseer's Tower. I'll tell you the horrible truth. The tower has fallen to the infernal devices of Kitava. The witch Vilenta. Alright, not Vilentia. I wanted to say Vilentia. Like Tia. Like that's Anyway, Valenta is to blame. She lowered a secret ladder and led Kitava's cultists right to our very beds. Bannon and I barely escaped with our lives together. We cut through the hordes, but it was no use. They had us surrounded. Bannon created a distraction, which allowed me to flee. Anyway, allowed my flee? Yeah, anyway. The subject of flee. So, when I last saw him, he was perched atop the rooftop, holding off our enemies, though how long he will last I cannot say. If you are going that way, perhaps you can find him and return him to me. I have grown fond of that Templar. The fire of Ngamahu burns within his belly. It would not fare well for us in this war if that fire were lost. Alright, now, first of all, the greetings. Yeah, there's no saint. Maybe in the other sentences. Either this or there's an issue right now. The prodigal. Again, I wanted to go with the IA. Prodigal, not prodigal. There has to be an I in front of the A, otherwise it sounds strange. The prodigal returns. Have you brought with you a weapon? To free us. The ravenous one has only grown more hungry since you left us, and I fear your efforts may be too little too late. Kitava has all but destroyed us here, and our poor departed Utula's cultists have taken hold of the city. There's little ground left to treat that won't cause the grasping claws of Hinekora to reach out to wring our pretty little necks. And then there was the Bannon thingy again, and Valenta. There is something. There's no signs on her. I believe Valenta was not of sane mind. At night, we often heard her cry out in sleep, fearing unseen things. I wanted to toss her out on the streets, let the beasts of his fallen city tend to her madness. But Bannon refused to leave behind one of his own. What that he'd listen to me? Would that? No, would not. Would that? Would that he had have listened? Would he had listened to me? What the have? That's strange. Valentia thought that if she gave us up to Kitava, the ravenous one would look kind. Damn it. To Kitava, comma, the ravenous one would look kindly upon her. Well, look upon her. He did, but one. Damn it. He did, but what he saw and what she became is the thing of nightmares. Her nightmares, perhaps. Oh God, commas. Commas really destroy a sentence. I think like you have to go from start to finish without any additional pauses in between. The kind of like shift it off. That's why I like the metric of verses really. Like one line, first thing, then you go to the second one, done. Third one, done, and so on and so on and so forth. So it doesn't really get clustered together. That's why there are commas. Lily. In another life, perhaps Lily and I would have sailed the oceans together. I enjoy her presence and the conversations she brings. She has a call for adventure coupled with a kind of optimism I rarely see. I hope that once all of this settles down, we might remain friends. Whalem. I don't quite enjoy Whalem as much as I do his granddaughter, but Lily favors him, and so I will too, unless he does something truly horrid that forces me to revoke my opinion. Well, he kinda puts his sight on you, so okay. Anyway, Sin. A dark angel on our shoulder, perhaps. In another time, the presence of this god would trouble me, perhaps even frighten me. But in these days, I cannot afford the sensation of surprise. If he has helped you this far, as you say, then one might expect he will help you all the way to the bitter end, and that is good enough for me. Kitava's appetite has grown bigger than even his devotees had expected. His hunger moves faster now than his followers can keep up. I suppose the canals were the perfect answer. Damn it! I suppose the canals were the perfect answer to their problem. Really, they converted them into one giant feeding trough to bring food to his mouth at a speedier rate. Not trough, it's trough. The thing that deer also eat from sometimes, or cattle or whatever. Kitava's cultists. Before their god rose from the depths, Ultula and his cultists had direction. They wished to see Kitava from free. Oh, what's going on? They wished to see Kitava free to stage his horrifying banquet. I was foolish enough to believe these theological mumblings as symbols for Karui freedom. Now that their prophecies have come to fruition, fruition, that's the only thing, the only way you can pronounce that. The cultists have lost their minds. It's hard enough to believe the end times of your chosen religion will ever happen, let alone last longer than the final pages of your holy book. And this was the Bannon quest. I see you exile. Purchase. She has convenience items, and Lily probably has all the still all the gems that I need. And he got the weapons. Okay, gems, weapons, convenience. Everything close together.
It is good to see that you survived, my friend. But then, you have fared far worse. The froth of a violent ocean should be no problem for you. While we have been absent, Oriath has become a necropolis, a swarm of Kitava's wretched servants. The situation looks more dire than I had first anticipated. Before we make our move, we must know what we are dealing with. I send you, Exile, as a scout. As the only scout that would stand a chance moving through the shifting forms of this nightmare. You must discover where Kitava resides. Only then can we issue our final blow.
Alright. On the Dark Ember. What is that?
You needn't fret. The Dark Ember is still safely in my possession, and will remain so until our final confrontation with Kitava. That carnivorous blasphemy will fall like a log cut from the darkest of forests. And we shall watch him burn, as Oriath and the rest of this world breathes a sigh of relief.
Good. Very, 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 very interesting. Like at the end, it kind of makes more sense. Like at the start of Act was it 5? Yeah, at the start of Act 5, you kind of get really yeah. Like, it's kind of a flood of information you get, because I kind of had to put together this god thingy. They kind of look. First of all, you got introduced to Sin and everything, and suddenly there was another boss coming out of nowhere without any other introduction. Well, not Sin, like Sin and Innocence. And then they kind of switch places, and the good guy is not good anymore, and the bad guy is bad, and then there was another one, and it's like... Anyway, but it makes sense now, which is awesome. So, and Kitava is the god of the Karui, flesh-eating one. So, anyway, Lily...
Lily Roth is a noble... how do you say it? Scallywag? I have witnessed the rise and fall of many great men and women over the eons, and Lily is well on her way to being amongst the very best of them. I suspect one day her name shall be sung in salty taverns the world around. I must remember to keep on her good side, now that she can see me. The beautiful pirate princess hunting down the great god Sin would make for a fantastic tale, I'm sure. But one I would rather have remain in the pages of fiction.
Maybe he put his eyes on her too. Like, there seems to be... This is the act of couples. So, what else we got? We got the note board, event notices, and nothing else. Alright, inventory is empty, which is great. Alright, let's move on right there. Yeah, I got this one too. Let's just find Bannon on the cathedral route. Wait. Not even an introduction to any side quests yet. That's interesting. So, if you cannot use a gem, try it again. And again and again. And again and again and again. Okay, quick check on the info here. Actually everything shouldn't be much different, right? Yeah. Because I just cloned the Windows drive to the SSD instead. And now everything might be fine. Oh yeah. Because I had one lying around. In the past I had annoying issues with the SSDs. Let's hope that doesn't continue. But it may just be because the system itself was kind of incapable of using SSDs with potential intended use, right? So now also was looking into the boss fight against Lunaris and oh come on, who was it? Like Lunaris and the other one. Damn it. Lunaris and not Nocturnal. Lunaris and Solaris. There we go. It's looking like how the attacks actually work, and also the spider thingy that got me killed fairly quickly. But yeah, if you look at it, it's like afterwards, it's might be even easier to do now. But in the heat of the moment, being emotional, completely caught off guard, it's very difficult to defeat a boss. You always have to like, okay, take a deep breath and then you can move on. Otherwise you will just mess it up over and over and over again. On top of that, I looked at the damage they did and it was 1000 something, but yeah. And the character that was also supposed to defeat them had, I would say, almost as much health as I did at the moment. So I can't really say I'm not tanky. I was just not really used to that. Anyway, so yeah, what does which way do we need to go? Safe passage, da 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 da. Anyway, let's just check this area in the top left here. Let's see. Maybe Kitava just moved on.
You there, Exile! I am in need of your services once more. Help me.
Okay, that was a bit iffy. And I died because I had no idea what happened. That's strange. I just yeah, now I can kill them, of course, immediately, but before I had a huge problem. Alright. So, wait, this is definitely not food. So, defeat Plaguewing. Is this Plaguewing? This is Plaguewing. It looks like there are multiple Plaguewings. And it's not a black Plaguewing, but it's more like a plague. Wait. Plague. Yeah, that's how you pronounce that. Then there's also a plaque, which is put onto doors or something. Like that. Okay, there we go. Bannon! He's alive. Oh, this is what I had to do from the get-go. Alright.
Phew. I would thank God for you, my friend, if that weren't too on the nose. I felt for sure that this time it was my turn to depart our world. Kitava's cultists surrounded Lani and I a while back. We split up and I led a distraction so she could make best her escape. Funny, I really should have considered my own plan for evasion once I'd allowed her hers. In any case, it is good to see you again, Exile. Let us talk more in a safer space. I shall meet you back at the docks.
Alright.
Phew. I would thank God for you, my friend, if that weren't too on the nose. I felt for sure that this time it was my turn to depart our world.
Okay. So, then let's just go back. Should have checked for some items. Maybe there's some interesting hidden things. Good. Yeah, balance up to him first.
Ah, good to see you made it back. You look at me with suspicious eyes. Yes, I know you have your apprehensions about me, and my new indwelling spirit. But if it helps a little, I feel innocence stirring inside me, awakening with an odd sense of gratitude towards you. It was, after all, your bite that returned him to humility, allowed the scales to drop from his eyes. If you are to go wandering the city in its current state, be careful where you step. Kitava's cultists are constantly on the prowl, actively seeking food for their god. What's worse, the passage to Kitava's feast is blocked off by 2 large black gates. We call them Kitava's horns, and they are utterly impenetrable to the motions of man. There is but one way in which we can reach Kitava and deprive him of his eternal meal. The Staff of Avarius lies somewhere amongst the rubble of the Chamber of Innocence, still billowing with holy power. If you were to find it and return it to me, I believe the power in the staff will act as power enough to break through the horned gates.
Alright. Yeah, tell me more about the Kitava's cultists.
While they had me trapped, I heard those cultists' mad gibberings. Their words were akin to that of the ray-classed cannibals. Nonsensical sentences, accompanied by the most unsettling of cackles. I fear that they have indulged too deeply into Kitava's famed habit, and caught the laughing plague that so often accompanies men and women who choose to engage in the consumption of human flesh.
Interesting. Why is it the laughing plague? Huh. Interesting. Alright, and Kitava.
As I'm sure you've noticed, that damnable god Kitava no longer resides on the rooftops, as last you were here. No. The monster has acclimatized himself to Theopolis. He has set up quite the banqueting table for himself. It appears he believes he has a lot of consumption to catch up on. Best I can tell, his new residence lies through the ravaged Oriath Square, and past the canals, now the feeding troughs. Heed my warning, friend. Tread lightly through that area, for those cultists are out and about once more, actively seeking food for Kitava to devour.
Alright, and Innocence?
I wouldn't blame you for being curious about the god now dwelling within me. In truth, I'm honored to have been chosen to be Innocence's vessel. You may hear this and think I sound like a pious Templar fool, but it is hard to remain an unbeliever when the gods walk around you, and indeed one sleeps inside you. No need to fear, however. Our poor purity god surely regrets the actions of his past. I can't see him, but I can feel his spirit, wounded and cowering somewhere inside me. At night, I hear him whimpering over his wounds. I must say you hurt him good, but as much as I feel his pain, I also feel a budding newness in his heart. He is growing again, and relearning the compassion for humanity that he had long since lost.
Interesting. But why did he lose it to begin with? Alright, Chamber of Innocence.
The Chamber of Innocence is exactly where you left it, though cultists and vandals may have had their way with it since last you visited. Innocence himself no longer cares for the place. In fact, I feel a pained revulsion for it, hence why I cannot go myself. But I'm certain you are more than capable of forging a path through that broken temple once again. Back when the cultists took control of the city, the very ground itself shook, as if pained by some dark abomination. The gnarled horns of Kitava erupted from the earth like spiraling pillars of corruption, weaving together a barrier impeding travelers from moving through the city.
Interesting. And,
if you are to go wandering the city in its current state, be careful where you step.
Yeah. Alright, so you and Lop. Bannon is alive and well, in no small way thanks to you. I would be willing to guess without him being here, I would have lost my sanity or my life a long time ago. Take this gift as a token of both our appreciation. Ooh. Chance to avoid cold damage when hit. Sweet, but I think I got something like that already, right? Do I need a bonus sulfur flask? Just flask, just there. But look at that sign. That is the innocence sign. Shouldn't there be another one? like with the sin sign there. Like if this one boosts damage, then there should also be something that reduces damage. That's interesting. Alright, what else we got? Like, this is a standard flask, same. I got multiple ones of the quartz flasks there too. Cold damage when hit creates chilled grind on use. Well, this one, I have multiple items of that. Not quite sure what to do here. Anyway, should I go? Nah, increased damage may not help me. Like, not getting killed, that's the main thing. Chance to dodge, spell damage and phasing. I got 2 of them, I don't need another one. So we're going for the cold flask here. So, what's it do? Reduce charges used, so I still can only use it 3 times. I think before it was 2, now it's 3. Yeah. And 0.4% of physical attack damage leeches mana during flask effect. Okay.
Then it is as I feared. Kitava's strength has grown insurmountable in our absence, and his horns now deny us entry to his feeding trough. Evidently, the hungry god has grown picky about what crumbs now travel towards his burgeoning throat. It is this strength that concerns me. I have spoken with our friend Bannon over there, a willful vessel of my misguided brother. I knew eventually we would need to enlist my brother's services, though I had hoped we need not do so this soon. Yet, it seems that we have no other choice. We must invoke my dormant brother, slumbering within Bannon's frame. Kitava's horns are a thing of great corruption, which only Innocence's purity can dispel. Before we proceed, I feel I must confide something in you. Bannon wishes me not to speak of it, as he is willing for the sacrifice. However, I feel you should know. Once we invoke Innocence, once we dredge him up from his cocoon inside the soul of Bannon, the man shall cease to be. Only the god shall remain. Do you understand what I say, Exile? If we take this path, Bannon will die. Excruciatingly so. Burnt with purity from the inside out. As I said, Bannon is willing to commit his life to this cause. But perhaps you should say your farewells before we move past the point of no return.
Interesting. Can't even tell that to him. That's actually, and Lily, alright. She will maybe say someone else, but alright.
Was a time when the ladies would be begging for a bit of old Whalem, but I ain't felt the warm caress of a woman in a long time, and it wounded me dreadful. During me time on the sea, I heard tale of Queen Edzeri, and her penchant for using this land as a kind of vault for all her special shinies. One such shiny be her famed love potion, supposed to attract the drinker's ideal mate to their loins, even if that mate be far across the sea. Old Queen Edzeri kept the liquid in the skull of her favorite lover. Them damn Templars probably got their hands on it by now, and the potion's bizarre container has me thinking they probably went and tossed it into the ossuary along with the rest of the bones they got lying around. Exile, be ye the friend I believe you to be, then find a potion for me, so that I can experience true love once more.
Okay. Well, will he use it on himself or on someone else? Like, that's the thing.
Now that the Brine King is nothing but crab meat, his sunken domain, the ancient city of Soartha, is ripe for the plundering. My granddaddy once dedicated a good portion of his sailing life trying to hunt down the location of that monolithic city. Then, while he were otherwise indisposed, yours truly tried to follow in his gnarled footsteps, track down the teardrop, a pearl as big as your head, carved with the clues to the city's subaquatic location. I was this close to completing my grandfather's legacy when those damn Templar privateers raided me ship and took off with the teardrop, threw it in their reliquary here in Theopolis. As it were, now's the perfect time to retrieve that dazzling pearl. Think you can nab it for me? I'll make it worth your while. Maybe tick it off the list of things you owe me.
Multiples. Okay. Suatha. Who's that?
Every cell-dwelling lad or lass knows of Sir Arthur. They call it a city, but more of a slaughterhouse than anything else. Old Salty himself ruled over the place, treating its citizens as morsels from his own personal pantry. Those who weren't devoured outright were picked to try continue his family line. They became fishwives like that pretty young Nessa near ended up being. Well, the Brine King, as you know, was forced into a slumber beneath the ocean, and the city was said to have joined him there as well. A few folk managed to flee from the collapsing coral shards, start new lives for themselves, but I'll be reckoning they left all their valuables behind.
Alright, yeah. Is there anything else special about this teardrop?
Were a long time ago now. But them privateers took the teardrop, threw it in the reliquary, then took yours truly and threw me in those goddamn slave pens. Far as I can tell, they never did work out what the teardrop was for. Lucky me, I suppose. It was tough, but with the help of a few other undesirables, I managed to find me way out of them pens and into the reliquary. Made an attempt to burgle back what was burgled from me. Boy, did we sure underestimate the size of them guards the Templars had on the place. Only I managed to escape unscathed. Me accomplices weren't to be so lucky. They ended up in Ray-classed, much like yourself. Fact, I believe you may have crossed paths. Creighton? Elira? Oak?
They ring a bell. Alira, Oak, Alira, Alira, Alira. Who was Alira again? No idea. Maybe all of... Wait, Creighton. Creighton was the Rhine dude. But I think that's pretty much... Yeah. Okay. Nothing more to say to him. And we move right. Yeah, goes in there. And yeah, I already have 3 of them, so that would have been a little bit of a waste. But I now have the second potion of that kind. Perfect. Perfect. Except for that one. The second version of lightning, and this one is just bonus. Yeah, this is armor, this is more evasion. Superior granite flask. What am I gonna do with that? Alright. Anyway, the portal might be gone by now, so let's just get to the rooftops. So then, let's explore this area up again. Wait, what happened to the rare mobs here? They're just gone. Didn't I? Ooh. Reduced resists cold. Temporal chains on head. Ooh.
My mana is spent.
What is this? Someone must have summoned these things. Heralds of the Obelisk. Okay, this must be them. They stood there. Summoned a bunch of these lightning traps. Let's not call them traps, but everything that gets me killed when I step in it is a is a trap. It's a trap. Alright. Just a little bit more and we can move on. Perfect. So yeah, as I said, maybe not take 2 speed potions at the same time. Maybe get another resistance increase, like maybe the 100% bonus to evasion. Because if I have 3000 bonus evasion and then I have like 100% bonus to evasion rating, then I get double the flask effect. Like, plus the stuff that I already have. Which is good. Wait. Where's my... I need my golem back, come on. Nice. What do we got? Superior added cold damage. Oh yeah. Always gonna do that. The thing is, some gems to have additional bonus effect if you put some quality on them. Let's say this one gets 3% increased chaos damage. Oh, it's chaos damage. Look at that. So, yeah, this one, for example, has no bonus quality right now, but added cold damage is just a number, and this one has the 3% increased chaos damage on it. Would mean there would also be 3%, or like, depending on the quality amount, of course, bonus percent of that type of damage, which is alright, but you don't see it, so you have to test it first, or like look in the wiki for something like that. It would be easy to just put like one quality improvement for the gems on it, but okay, maybe I have to look this up, how to get these things. It's possible to, but how? Well, you could sell them, 3 of them, or like, do you need 40, or do you need just a so and so many, and you get a shard? I hope it's not 40 you need. Oh wait, it goes on there. That's the golem. Oh, there we go. Sometimes the golem and the totem itself, both of them kind of meld into one entity. Pure fire damage. Alright, done it. And then there might just be a connection. Yeah, how do I also can't jump around that. Where's the... Okay, so I have to go down there. That whole cathedral. Too bad about it, like... They built that. Now they have to repair it again. But strangely enough, there's the supporting structure here on the side. Huh. As if they already knew that the cathedral is going to collapse. Uh-oh. Now the Azimite stuff is really... The fire totem is the first line of defense. It's done. Neat. Yeah, we should also... I should always fight them like that. Put it, go back, use AoE. Not stay there and still use AoE. Oh, wait a second. Yeah, that effect. Wasn't that the whole reason to use it as well? Come on. Yeah. Oi. Okay, these kind of blood spheres seem to explode at a certain distance. So this is a minion and totem elemental resistance. Alright. Don't need that really. So they tend to survive fairly well, even without that much defense. So, may inflict bleeding. May or may not. This game tends to have different kind of wordings for different kind of effects. So there's less and more. And there's less and more. And then there's increased and reduced. Not decreased though, which is kind of strange. But yeah, first of all you have your flat damage, then you have a times decreased or increased value, which is one and the same, and then you have more and less, which is another multiplier on it. But this time they are both multiplied together, which is really strange. So it gets multiplied twice. So having high increase and high having high increased and high more values. High more values, that sounds iffy. Anyway, and bonuses with the wording more on it is good. Not just one max, like maybe not have the highest value of more and almost no value on increase, but more like a medium-sized one. Can I? Nope, I can't use the TP. Almost done. No. Oh. Yeah, first line of defense. Just keep it. It's very, very important to do that. Yeah. Oh, come on. Damn it. Because I wanted to just move through the enemy itself and did not keep my distance. Why? Alright, so first of all we go up there, then we have to go down there somewhere. And it doesn't seem to be the bosses that are actually difficult. No, it's just the rare monsters every so often. You get used to killing the enemies and then suddenly BAP! Alright, where was it? I think it was... No, it's not over here. Maybe over there? No. Maybe over here somewhere? There, we got it. Alright, not even something important. Well, you could make some nice rings out of that. That help you improve your armor and stuff. Yep. I really do take a little bit too much damage now. You stay next to me and suddenly... The life is gone. Bam! Alright. Got it. Next one. Yeah, this must be one of the two ends. Well, is that... Yeah, that cathedral is kind of... has some arms going around the center square here. This one. No, oh damn it! I pressed Control instead of Shift. What? Ooh.
The corrupt shall fall.
Okay, at least a little bit. But damn it, the damage. With the next boss fight, I will have a very, very difficult time. I know it. So I was not even waypoint. Partying with other players, yeah, makes enemies harder and gives more loot. Sweet. That, What does actually increase map of Swatha and new love for all ghosts? Let's go there. It's mentioned where you have to go, but it's not mentioned what it's named. Ooh, Okay. Yep. We'll have a very difficult time surviving all of that. For some reason they deal a little too much damage, and I don't know what kind of damage types that is. Is it physical? Is it because blood damage is nowhere to be found? Could just be, yeah, some kind of physical damage, whatever. Oh, come on, I can't. No, not again. They shared boon, okay. Not again. Alright. How do I fight them without dying? They were extremely strong. This one is resist. All of them do. Like it's such a. And also, I was looking.